Okay, so during this time when I was at the beauty school in Fifth Ward, the gutter part of Houston, um, this guy enrolled in the beauty school. He was about 6'2". He was tall as fuck. But he was handsome. He was cute. And it didn't even take long. It only took a week for all these girls, maybe including me too, to be all up on him, flirting with him, talking to him. And one particular day, this had been he had made it to the VIP. And said when you make it to being on the floor during customers and you're not doing your mannequin's hair in roller sets anymore, then you're in VIP. You're in the big league because you're getting tipped by these customers, these clients. Which I used to get tipped all the time. So he had been watching me for a long time. He was in one of my in beauty school you have class first and then you go down to the floor. They call it the floor, and you're working in the salon part of the beauty school when you're doing real people hair. You're not working on a mannequin. So one day, him and this girl that was kind of she was trying to bully me, but in a way she wanted to be friends with me. Him and her were talking and whispering to themselves. So when I was done with my book work upstairs from the salon, I came downstairs and I had put on my uniform, what you call that shit at the time? My uniform robe drape, and I set up my station and sanitized my chair, the chair that the customer would sit in. And then him and her was talking and looking at me so strange. And then she says, Rayshawn says that he would like to date you. And then she was like, what you gonna say to that? I said, if he wants to date me, I think he know how to speak for himself. And so he was like, he says, I might want to take you out. And he's like, but you gotta let let daddy know what you want to do. Are you gonna let me give you a ride home? So I just looked. I didn't answer him. Then I looked at her. Then she had this grin on her face. Nah, I don't really understand what him and her were discussing about me at the time, but I swear that he was telling her, our other classmate, and he was my classmate too, that he was gonna try to get me in a way, try to give me a ride home to see if he was going to ask me if I wanted to smash, and just to see what I was going to say. So when that time finally did come, he had gave me about 8 rides home. But on the 6th ride home, because of the fact that I was the only one who didn't have a car, who didn't know how to drive, I had to walk to the bus stop, and I used to have to cross over the railroad tracks. And that shit was so scary every time. I used to pray before I crossed, and he would see me struggling to get across the railroad tracks. But he would offer me a ride. He claimed that he was offering me a ride because, he felt sorry for me. Then I